Perspective on Florida Gateway College Television is sponsored by Potash Corp of White Springs. Potash Corp, helping nature provide.
Hello everyone and welcome to Perspective. This is a public affairs presentation of Florida Gateway College. I'm Mike McKee. My guests represent the Gateway Art Gallery and the North Florida Art League. We have with us Ron Bond, who is the president of the organization, Jean Van Arsdale, who is the past president and founder of the gallery, and Lawrence Brayton, who is the curator of the facility. We'll talk to them about an upcoming show that'll be here at the Levy Center on the Florida Gateway College campus, as well as art classes that are going on down there. We'll do that when we come back.
Adopted Bento in 2010 from a shelter. As it turns out, we have very similar personalities. And this cat makes me make art because he's always motivating me to take pictures of him, to draw pictures of him. He just is motivating artistically. It's just that simple. Well, he's my best friend, but a lot of people know him as Keyboard Cat.
Welcome back to Perspective here on Florida Gateway College Television. My guests are all, they all represent the Gateway Art Gallery and the North Florida Art League. I didn't ask Lawrence whether she is an artist as well. Are you an artist?
Yes.
Oh, so they're all artists, and they are here to talk about something they are very proud of, and it's called the Gateway Art Gallery, and we hope that you'll go down and take a look at it. Ron Bond is the president. Welcome to the program.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Now, Jean, you're the founder and past president of the organization. Where did the idea for having this come from?
Well, it actually was a dream. Several of us had several artists for a long time because we had nowhere to display our artwork, and we kind of got together and had this brainstorm and found a place. Luckily, everything just kind of fell into place, and we felt like it was an omen, and so we opened up, and the community has gotten behind us, and we're very happy with it.
How many artists do you have at the facility? Is it hundreds or just a few? How many artists participate?
Not quite hundreds. We have over 100 in membership of the Art League, around 140 now, I think. Yes. And then at the gallery we have just under 40 local artists who do hang their work there in varying mediums, from woodworking to watercolor, acrylics, alcohol inks, photography, you name it. Just about we do it.
Well, we went down there and we thought it would be nice to take a tour of the facility. You've got pottery?
We do, as our featured artist, yes.
You've got, what is this called? I mean, it's a nice print.
You want to take that one?
Well, actually, that was, I believe, done by Carol Giazzoli, and it's one of the pieces she has hanging at the gallery.
Okay. If we can go back and see a little more of the gallery, there's woodworking.
Yeah, that's a piece by
Charles Kime.
Charles Kime. He's our wood carver.
Lorenza, this is a gift shop. Talk about that.
Yes, it's a gift shop, and it's where you can come in and buy gifts.
One of a kind, it looks like.
Yes, one of a kind, and it's very well displayed, easy to move around, and it has a myriad of mediums that you can choose from.
Now, Jean, you were telling me about this. What is this medium?
That's marbling, and one of our artists, Christine Brewer, does that. She also teaches classes there. We teach classes in marbling and alcohol inks and mixed media.
This is metal here, is it not?
Yes, it is.
And I think we're going to see a little bit of Ann Opgenorth who does that. This is kind of new. I've never seen anything like this. Bottle art.
Yeah, one of our artists, Brenda Kennedy, she does that, and it's a nice addition to the gallery. Brightens it up, and people really have taken to it.
Jewelry.
We have a jeweler now.
Now, these are one-of-a-kind items. In fact, I saw a lady was hanging some stuff there As well. These are the classes that you offer? You do photography. You got a space there at the gallery.
Yes.
You can do art
Yeah,
classes.
we have classes, art classes that's open to the public, and they can either come to the gallery, call the gallery to find out what we're having and when, or check the local newspaper. We publish it in the paper, and like I say, it's open to the public and
Now,
in various media.
To show people where you're located, that's the courthouse right there. You're directly across the street from the courthouse and the park. Now, here's Ann Opgenorth. She does some really nice work. I mean, it's almost one of a kind.
Oh, it's beautiful work. She works with gas, oxygen, and acetylene torch, and with steel, and it's all hand shaped and also I might point out, you know, the wolves that you have out here at the college. She did those.
Right, and in our president's office, there are 3 wolves running in a piece that she did as well. So, very nice. Now, let me ask you, what is the membership to be in a part of the gallery?
Well, if you're a member of the Art League, and then you have the option of showing your art in the gallery, and you know, we jury the different artists in. And right now we have about 40 of Art League members who are showing their work in the gallery. Very happy to have them, and you know, then it's just a process of being juried in, and then going forth from that.
Now, when you say juried in, what does that mean?
Well, we ask anybody who's interested in hanging in the gallery to bring in 4 or 5 or 6 of their best work, and we have a group of artists that then jury it to see if it meets our standards, and then they're allowed to come on into the gallery, join that family, that group, and hang their art.
I'm just thinking of somebody doing stick figures. Probably wouldn't rise to being able to.
Well, it depends. It
Well,
could.
you know, and again, people say that art is subjective, right?
That's right.
It is.
And the one thing that we're proud of is that, as Gene mentioned earlier, the gallery was created so that Art League members would have a place to hang their art. So if you're Art League member, you know, we kind of feel obligated to let you bring your art into the gallery. So we have a wide range of different artists and different media and this, that, and the other, and we're very proud of that.
Now, it changes all the time. Every time you go down to the art gallery, there's going to be something different, correct, Gene? I mean,
Yes, that's correct. It's on a rotating basis. Each person who has their work hanging there rotates their work on a quarterly basis. So each time you come in, there will be something new and different and exciting in there.
now I was looking at the price tag on some of most of the art is for sale, correct?
Correct.
Now, is there any wheeling and dealing, or is it a firm price, or do you wait? Maybe call the artist and say, you know, I'd like to have that in my house, but not for $500. Is there?
Well, sometimes we do offer, periodically we offer sales or some type of incentive to get people in to take a look at it. But as a general rule, whatever is on the price tag is the price, because it's all below what you would find anywhere else. It's extremely reasonable. And we don't usually have a problem with people trying to negotiate the price, because I think they realize that the price point is pretty fantastic where it is.
Now, would you encourage, and anyone can answer this question, would you encourage people who do interior design to come down and take a look at the one-of-a-kind pieces you have?
Absolutely, absolutely. We want every artist in the community to know that this is available to them, and that it will be rotated, and the windows are going to show a different artist every week. The artists are so pleased that they get to be showcased this way, and right now we're showing Ann's work in one of our windows.
Yeah, and that's really neat. But the different kinds of art that are on display. Ron, I know your first job was in law enforcement before you retired, and
yes.
I'm sure you did some painting while you were working in law enforcement. But this has kind of been a passion for you, is to paint and do that. But say there's somebody out there that may be nearing retirement. What would you suggest to them if they may have a little bit of talent, but not sure they have the talent that it would take to be an artist to actually show at this facility?
Well, we encourage everybody to come to the gallery, talk to us, or become a member of the Art League, because by doing that, then you associate yourself with other artists, and you get ideas, and you get some encouragement, and this, that, and the other. For myself, I can remember as a child growing up, sitting near my grandmother as she painted oil paintings, and she loved to paint roses. And you mentioned that I had a law enforcement career, and well, while I was in there, I took my interest in art and did perspective drawings of crime scenes and stuff like that. So I even extended it into my career. But all along, I did my art, and then when I retired, then I was freed up to really do it and take the time of my passion to do art. And as you do art, if you do it, then you get better at it. So that's what I encourage people to do, that maybe they think they don't have a talent. But if you've got a little bit of a talent and then you continue to do it and you expound on it, then you'll get better at it. And so that's something I encourage young artists and people who say, well, I can't draw a straight line. Well, if you're doing perspective drawing, that's all you're doing is drawing straight lines. So,
Well, you know, I know that some of our audience may not know this, but the TV guides back in the 70s, they used to have little things you could draw to find out whether you had any talent, like draw the deer or draw the bunny or whatever. Gene, you started out with doing photography, but you've moved into other things. Talk about your evolvement in art.
Actually, I started in art and I evolved to photography. But just before we move on to that, one thing that Ron was mentioning, classes. We offer around 12 classes per month, and that is a great way, if you think you might have a little talent, to come in and let us show you what you can do. You'll be surprised, really. I just didn't want to let that slip past us.
That's very important that you have that space back there, and you do photography, you do painting, watercolor, oil, and all kinds of things.
All kinds of things. But I actually started in the late 70s in artwork. I began my work in oils and trained with some great artists in North Carolina when we lived there. And then I went into acrylics and moved to watercolor and on into mixed media and photography. I actually began photography when my first grandchild was on the way, and I thought that was a pretty big incentive. And then I moved into all types of photography and started my artwork thinking that one day I might get to Africa, and that's what I was waiting for, and sure enough I did, and love that. It's an absolutely incredible experience to be able to photograph wild animals up close. It's phenomenal.
Now, you told me we were looking in the gift shop, and you did something where alcohol. What is that?
That's alcohol inks. That's
what is the premise of that? It's not really. You're not drawing anything. It's kind of an abstract type. Oh, there it is. There's some of that.
It's kind of drawing you. Actually, it's an old medium that has had a resurgence, and it's usually painted on a UPO paper, which is like kind of like a photography board or a photography film paper, or any non-porous material. And it can be on tiles, as shown here, or on bottles, or any number of things. And it's where you have a limited amount of control once it reaches the substrate that you're using, whether it's tile or whatever.
And these are some of the things when we first talked to you a couple of years ago. You had taken a trip to Africa.
Right.
You've got some really nice stuff. That leopard.
Thank you.
And there's going fish. It looks like something from Andy Griffith.
That was actually one of my granddaughters.
But I mean, some beautiful stuff.
Tigers, and those are both scenes from vacations. One was in Alaska and one was out in Colorado, and that was just a figment of my imagination. But
now, you know, you see what you see there. What is your inspiration? Is it life? Is it something you've seen? What inspires you to? Obviously, the trip to Africa, you got some pretty nice shots and got inspiration there.
4,500.
Oh yeah, that's right. You took 4,500 photographs.
Yes, I would say your daily life, is a big influence. It is in mine, and then I I'm just the kind of person that likes to try new things, and so every time something new in art comes along, I'm right there to give it a shot. And as soon as I can get the hang of it, I teach it at the gallery. So if you guys are out there and want to try something new, just watch our ad in the paper, and when we have mixed media, it could be anything, absolutely anything, and I guarantee you it'll be fun.
Well, and I know that you saw that alcohol stuff. You saw some vases that I know at my house I have a collection of vases under the counter that are probably never will be used again. But if you had that capability, you can actually recycle household items and make works of art.
Almost everything in there, especially the things I use in the class, is recycled. And then when we apply the alcohol ink technique to it, it becomes something wonderful that someone wants to put in their home to display.
Well, and it doesn't have to necessarily have anything in it. It can be a standalone piece
Right,
on a
right.
table or something like that. So again, it's creative. You know, sometimes I think I'm not creative at all, but I guess, Ron, your inspiration is the same as Jean's. When you see something that you like the way it looks and you want to recreate it and take it home with you.
Well, it's amazing. Yeah, I love to paint animals and whatnot, and I really enjoy that. But also, we have such beautiful rivers and springs in this area of Florida that you can't help but try to. You get encouraged by that and enthused by that, and you can't help but try to capture that on canvas.
I think we have some of your works as well that we were going to take a look at.
I paint a lot with acrylic. I went through did a series of marsh birds, water birds, and I did a series of 12 of them. And so that's what I try to do. I'll start painting something, and then I'll try to do a little series of.
Now, was this up close and personal?
Well, actually not. I tell you, the story on this bear was that, you know, a few years ago, Florida had a bear hunt. And that was my protest painting against the bear hunt. And of course, in doing that, I also did the Florida panther. And it's just a tribute to Florida and our wildlife.
Yeah, because those all exist around here. You hate to run in. The birds are not as bad, but you'd hate to run into one of those bears up in the woods. But that's beautiful stuff. And again, you frame them, or can people select frames?
Yeah, you know, I'll work with anybody. In this particular case, I have someone that does my frames for me, and that's in this case. And these water birds, that was the first time I'd ever painted acrylic painting on black canvas, and it really made those birds pop, and I was real pleased with that. But just exploring and trying different new things.
And you, at what point, Ron, and I know this may be personal, but what point did you say, you know, I'm pretty good? or have you said that to yourself? You know, that's pretty good stuff.
There are times when I'll do a painting and I know that it's good, but there's other times that I'll have a painting and I say, well, something's not just right, so I'll leave it there and let it sit for a while and then work it out. But you know when a painting is good, and then that's when the last thing you do is put your name on it. And the first thing I do when I'm painting animals is I do the eyes, or wildlife. That's the very first thing I do. And if I get the eyes right, the rest of it will fall into place.
Yeah, symmetrical, right?
Yeah, it is.
Now, let me ask you, how does it feel when one of your paintings sells?
Oh, well, every artist loves to sell his work, because that's telling you
that's ultimate, isn't it?
Yeah, that's telling you that somebody else out there liked what you did as well as you like doing it. You love doing it. Then someone comes along and they say, "Hey, I like this painting well enough to purchase it, to pay for it." So that's really uplifting for any artist.
Lorenz, let's talk a little bit about the gift shop. Again, the members pay a fee to show at the gallery and be a part of the gallery. That helps pay for the lights, pays for the rent on the building. But the gift shop is kind of, you're hoping that you'll raise a little bit of money there as well to help operate the facility.
We have some artists in the gift shop which are amazing. There's so many varieties of mediums that are there. We have handbags that are intricately made, and you can see the hand touches to them. And we've got the postcard type cards that you can send out. They're not postcards, but they're hand-painted cards, and they're just gorgeous.
Yeah, there's the gift shop there. The hand-painted cards, that's become a lost something to, if you want to say something to somebody, use the mail and send a card. What better way on a artwork like Jean? There's a lot of your stuff in there that I think is just beautiful. These cards
getting
are
so
they're one of a
lost.
kind. You can't get them at Hallmark. I mean, if you want to send somebody a chicken, that's fine. You could do that. But I mean, here you go, a nice flower. I'm sure it would brighten somebody's day to get a card with that in it and have it a work of art as well.
Well, we hope that whoever receives that will keep it and frame it. That's our ultimate goal. And a lot of the artists that we have participating in the gallery now do offer their cards. And we always say, since Hallmark isn't here anymore, we want to be the new Hallmark for cards. So if you need a card, we have everything from sympathy to wedding to get well to just happy birthday or just to say hello. So if you need a card, stop in and see us today.
We're running out of time here in this program today, but we wanted to make sure we got to the art show that will be on display here at the Florida Gateway College Alfonso Levy Center. This is, you're going to hang it on the 7th of October, which is next week.
Right.
That's correct.
And then you're going to have a reception on that Thursday. But what are people going to be able to see? And anyone can answer this. What kind of art are we going to see at this show?
Well, actually, you're going to see 4 or 5 different categories. I forget exactly if it's 4 or 5,
4.
but it'll be a wide range. It'll be painting and art and acrylic and oil, watercolors. You'll have photography, and you'll have sculpture, and there'll be one more. What is it?
3D.
3D type art. And typically that's what we do every year, but you're going to have the same thing we have at the gallery. You're going to have a wide range of art that's going to be displayed at the Levy Center. And that'll be coming in this Saturday, the next Saturday, is that correct?
This coming Saturday.
The 7th. And then the following Thursday we'll have the reception there.
And
we encourage everybody to come.
We'll set gallery hours and get that published on our local station and at the Levy Center as well. There will be a lot of activity going on there, so if you get a chance to come out and see the show, you get to see some artists here in North Florida display their works at the Alfonso Levy Center. Now, it's important, again, as I said, you charge a fee to display membership to the Art League, but you're always looking for sponsors. Lorenz, let's talk a little bit about if somebody wanted to sponsor, be a benefactor to how would they go about that? Right, just write you a $1,000 check?
Yes, we take checks. We love them. I think Jean or Ron probably could answer the benefactor system. I'm new to the job and I'm learning every day, but there's so much there. And my main goal right now is to make all the artists that are in our gallery understand that their art is going to sell, it's going to get out there, we want the public to see it. I am on an agenda where I want you to come into the gallery and I want you to come and see this gorgeous art. It's just amazing.
Nothing short of a sandwich board walking downtown streets that she'll try to get you to go in and see the artwork at Gateway Gallery. If you would like more information on being an artist, if you'd like information on maybe taking a class, or if you'd just like to look at good artwork, just give them a call and find out when the hours are. And well, when are they? Let's talk about
One other thing, when we founded our organization, we did so as a 501c3 so that we knew we would really need to have the support of the community through grants and sponsorships and those types of things. So if you would like to make a contribution, you can do so and use that on your income tax, because we are, as I said, a 501c3. So we would love to have you come in and join us and talk to us about that, and we'll be happy to give you a receipt for your taxes on that.
And again, if you need more information, just take a look at this slide and you'll see how to get a hold of anybody at the art gallery and to find out exactly what kind of classes are coming up. Again, thank you all for being on the program. Happy
you.
painting,
Thank you.
happy taking photos, and happy art making to you. And thank you for watching Perspective here on Florida Gateway College Television. Until next time, I'm Mike McKee. So long.